Hi, I'm Sarah, ASP's Volunteer Specialist, and I'm going to walk you through the process of registering your group online for one of our trips. You'll probably start out on this page where you will see a list of trip options as well as the info that you need in order to register for each one. We're going to use a summer trip as an example for this video. So you'll click the red Register Now button. On the next page, you'll see summer dates that we are offering as well as some details about the trip. And if you scroll down, you'll see upcoming/ongoing trips down at the bottom here with next summer's event listed. And next to that event, over here on the right, you'll see a little square button with 3 lines. Click that and then click Register. Be sure that you don't have pop-ups blocked on your browser so that this box can come up. It's going to ask if you are new or returning, and that is meaning you personally, not necessarily your group. So if you are attending ASP for the first time, you'll enter your info here. And be sure that you indicate the number where we are able to reach you the best, as well as the email address where you would like to receive all of our trip planning materials. On the next page, it asks you to create a username and password. You can take your email address out of the username field and create a different username if you'd like. That's up to you. Just be sure that your password meets the requirements. And then it's going to ask you for some other info, like your birthday. Now, you're going to select Trip Coordinator on this page, which means that you will be the primary point of contact as you're planning your trip. And then down here, it just tells you a little bit more about estimating your group size. We know that it's early in the planning process for you, so any group count that you give us at this point is an estimate. You have until November 1st to make your first deposit payment, or if it's after that date, you do have 30 days before that's due, so you have a little bit of a cushion there where you can kind of firm up your count and make an adjustment if needed just by calling or emailing us. If you have floating volunteers, please include them in your estimated group size. That's an additional adult with an extra vehicle who is willing to help the center staff make supply deliveries throughout the week. So just if you have anyone in that situation, be sure to include them in your count. We're going to say that we are a new group, and we're just going to estimate 14 people. This first question is asking you to confirm that your volunteers meet the minimum age requirements. And with summer trips, we do ask you for a first and second choice of service week if possible, as well as your first and second choice of state, or you can just leave that as any and give us your maximum ideal drive time. That's also fine. If you don't care what state you go to, that actually helps us out with being efficient as we're scheduling volunteers. You can indicate whether your date or your location is more important for your group. And we ask for your group name, estimated number of youth, and down here, this box will go where needed. Again, if you are flexible on your location and willing to go anywhere in our service area, check that box. That's helpful for us when we're striving for efficiency in our scheduling. Work crew is typically 5 to 7 people, including 2 adults, at least 2 adults. So with 14 people, we would be estimating 2 work crews. You can select credit card as your payment method. Just be aware that we do have a 3% credit card fee. So if you would prefer to avoid that fee and pay by check, just select invoice. And invoices will always come to you by email. And then after that, you can send us a check for your payments, and that is just fine. If you have a second contact person, someone that we would contact if we're unable to reach you for any reason, then you can indicate their information here. We do ask for your denomination or organization type. We're going to say Methodist for this. Then we ask how you first heard about ASP. So the majority of our groups hear about us via word of mouth. And a little bit of info there is helpful to us just to know how people are finding out about us. This question, are you interested in being matched with an experienced ASP trip coordinator to serve as a trip planning mentor? That's an optional thing as well, and that person would just be an extra resource for you as you're planning your trip. We try to match you up with someone in your area that could potentially come and meet with you and your group and share about their ASB experience, but that is also totally optional and up to the two of you to work out how much involvement you would have with each other. And may we provide your contact info to individuals who would like to join a group. Sometimes we are contacted by people who want to go on an ASP trip, but they aren't aware of a group in their area. So we send them a map that has our group information. If you want to be included in that, select yes, but if not, that's fine. It's totally optional. If you do select yes and an individual contacts you asking about joining your group, at that time, that's totally up to you to work out with them whether or not you're able to allow them to join your group at that time. So just be aware of that. And then tell us how many floating volunteers you will have, if any, and any special requests that you have for us. And on this next page, you'll see your registration financial summary. If all of that looks right, just click next again. This reviews your personal contact information to be sure it's correct, and then asks if it is your first time attending ASP. And if everything looks good, just hit that submit registration button and you're all set. And be sure to check your inbox. You should get a registration confirmation email immediately at the time that you register, as well as an invoice. So if you don't see those, let us know. And if you run into any issues or questions along the way through the registration process, please feel free to call or email us. That's what we're here for, and we're happy to help. And we are excited and looking forward to welcoming you to Appalachia. So thanks.